Hello there, dear viewers, and today's video is gonna be a bit different than what I usually make. It's gonna be more like a PSA rant video, and if you haven't seen the title yet, I'm just gonna tell you, don't waste your teens. I remember ever since I turned 10, my dad told me, "Congratulations, son, you're a teenager now." I'm not sure if 10 really counts since missing one E, but I'm not. Let's not get sidetracked here. Basically, ever since 2023 started, I just realized something. Holy shit, I'm gonna be 20 soon. I'm 19, I'm still a teenager. And I've just been looking back at my teens. I would have uploaded this. I would have uploaded this way earlier, by the way, and would have recorded it way earlier. I was just busy with other stuff and other videos. So after looking back at my teens for quite some time now, I just realized something. Yeah, they weren't the perfect years. Sure, there was a very crappy, dark period of my time, but I also ended up experiencing quite a lot and grown from many dumbass cringe things I did as a kid. And that right there is the main reason why I'm making this video. I just seen a lot of people just go on the internet, sometimes in real life, trying to give you advice on how men or women talk or how they act. They're using some dumbass internet terms like incel, chad, cuck, and I don't know. I just think that sounds fucking stupid in general. So they use internet terms that like teens use, but the way they're complaining about shit makes them sound like divorced fathers in their mid to late 30s. And I understand if they genuinely had some fake friends, somebody who was toxic, somebody who broke their heart. I had some fake friends before I started going to high school. But no, a lot of the times those people don't even have those kinds of experiences. Like, and sometimes they're older than me, sometimes they're my age, sometimes they're younger than me, and they're telling me like they can judge somebody based on like a one fucking thing, and I think that that's fucking stupid. The reason why you shouldn't waste your teens is because you get a lot of freedom, but not all the responsibilities that come with that kind of freedom. And you can end up, meeting a lot of new people, seeing how people act and stuff like that. I myself am not really that much of a social person because, I had some very shitty friends, so I'm not that keen on meeting new people. But I still have, like, my pretty close friends that I still talk to from time to time, so I know how people fucking act. I know there are different types of people. I know how to avoid those kinds of people, which is why you should make your own experiences. Now, of course, you shouldn't have your heart broken or anything, but you should see those people for yourself in some kind of way. Of course, you again, as I said, don't get too entangled with them. They might end up being assholes to you. They might end up hurting you. But I just don't like when people go on the internet, listen to some dumbasses, giving them advice on how people act or how women act or how men act. And it's painfully obvious that they're not giving you advice. They're actually doing one of two things. They're either trying to inflate their own egos or sound badass in front of their audience so they would trust them more, or they're just shitting on their ex. How do I know this? Because they don't actually give you actual advice. They don't tell you about any kind of red flags that a person might have and how to avoid it or like what to do in that kind of situation. They just mention a red flag. Oh, if this person is like this, it must mean that they're like that, which is a wrong way to look at people, of course. They're maybe sometimes they're trying to get some kind of message across, or sometimes they're just attacking the other person personally more than they're actually trying to give you advice. Now, if they were giving you actual advice, they would say, "Oh, this is a red flag." Doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a shitty person. That just means that you need to get to know them better, because you have case A and case B. Case A, they're actually a shitty person. Case B, they're just slightly flawed. In case A, you shouldn't surround yourself with those kinds of people. In case B, yeah, sure they're flawed, but just don't fade into that habit of theirs, otherwise you'll end up with case A. Now, of course, there are some red flags you should always avoid, no matter what. Now, that sounds like actual fucking advice. A lot of these influencers are pretty negative about, like, just people in general. I kind of see that, given how many bad experiences, according to them, they've had with other people. Now, I can kind of see that. Or should I say, 12-year-old me can see that, because I was like that when I was 12. Difference was, I was surrounded with assholes in school because, well, I had to see them every day because we went to school together. But these are grown-ass men and women who ended up surrounding themselves with shitty-ass people because they themselves are shitty-ass people. The reason why I dislike this content is because it's giving you a false look into the world, and it's making you look at people around yourself in a very negative way. It's making you pretty much isolate from a whole group of people because some dude told you that they're like this, they're like that. That's why I said that you need to have your own experiences. Of course, you should avoid bad fucking people, and so they don't end up breaking your heart or just betraying you in some kind of way. Because of that, you need to differentiate actual advice from people who are just trying to inflate their own ego on the internet. Another thing that I've noticed many people fall victim to, which causes a similar issue, is being on the internet too much. Like, sure thing, the internet is a nice way to escape shit in real life. But just because your parents aren't supervising you, doesn't necessarily mean that you yourself don't know how much time you should spend on the internet. Like, you need to learn how to control yourself. Interactions on the internet are very different from interactions in the real world. Like, sure thing, they can be pretty similar. I've met some pretty cool people over the internet that I still talk to this day, but those shouldn't be your only interactions. Because the next thing you know, you're unironically using Vojax to insult somebody over the internet. Which is basically like two people talking in real life. One of them presents an argument, the other guy pulls a chalk out of his pocket and starts scribbling something on the floor, and he draws something like this. You couldn't refute the guy's argument, which, not that big of a deal. But what is a big of a deal is that you try to insult him. What's embarrassing is the fact that you couldn't even find the words to properly insult him. Instead, you had to use a picture you made 2 months ago. In that case, you are wasting your teens. So lesson of the day, just live your own life and don't waste your teens. Wow, I already sound old. With all that said, I'm gonna go back to my regular content. I just wanted to make this for quite some time now. See ya in the next video, dear viewers.